hopefully my lessons are kind of a format to how you would spend an hour. I mean, I pretty much lay that out with the fundamentals, the etudes, excerpts, and little solos, and I talk to them about, for example, if they're playing a passage and they're struggling with one part of it or another part of it, rather than just playing the passage all the way through every time and hope that you're going to get it, is to isolate the problem and slow it down and maybe make little etudes around that particular problem and then put it back in context and try to do it, as opposed to just running through it every time. I mean, that seems obvious to me. I don't know if that's helpful here, but you break things down into smaller fragments, and if you're playing something well, maybe you don't need to practice as much as the harder aspect, and also try to tell students to practice what you can't do. I mean, if you're practicing, a lot of times they get out here and they're practicing to perform for the kids, and if you're playing everything that you can play, you're performing, you're not practicing. And if you're sounding good when you're practicing too much of the time, you might not be practicing the right stuff. So I try to emphasize practice what's difficult, and hopefully it won't be difficult. So that's an interesting thing. I have to work on myself to not noodle in your practice, that you don't just play random notes without first thinking it before you play it. Is that what you're talking about? Ideally, you don't ever play a note unless you think it first and you've got a reason for playing it. Now, have we all played a passage, then beep, beep, boop, boop on the end of it? I'm sure we have. But I find when I'm able to control myself in a practice session of my own, where I don't play something unless I'm ready to play it, and I'm thinking it through before I play it, and hearing it in my mind before I play it, that really helps me when I do that.